China's deployment of its own aircraft carrier to waters near Hainan Island is taking place as the U.S. Navy's Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group enters the South China Sea, according to a Hong Kong press report. Sing Tao Daily reported Thursday the U.S. group led by Carrier Strike Group 9 conducted its port visit to Singapore on Tuesday and arrived in the South China Sea. China has claimed as much as 90% of the international waters as its own within what it calls the 9-dash line that extends more than 1,200 miles from the Chinese mainland. News of U.S. movements in waters where China has militarized disputed islands follows reports the Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group is returning to its home port in San Diego after conducting joint exercises with Japanese forces in the Western Pacific. The Roosevelt Strike Group includes the guided missile cruiser USS Bunker Hill and guided missile destroyer USS Sampson, according to the Singapore's Straits Times. The Roosevelt previously conducted drills in Asia. In November 2017, the ship conducted exercises with the USS Ronald Reagan, the USS Nimitz in South Korean Navy, according to Yonhap. The U.S. deployment to the South China Sea is taking place as China is dispatching its only aircraft carrier to contested waters. Henan Province maritime authorities have issued a temporary ban on travels in waters near the Chinese island because of military drills that are to take place from Thursday to Wednesday. The South China Sea issue is a top U.S. priority, according to the State Department. Patrick Murphy, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for Southeast Asia, said, quote, "No one country should bully or coerce their way to resolve the dispute. International law provides a blueprint," the Philippine Star reported Thursday. Murphy said the South China Sea was discussed during the recent U.S. ASEAN dialogue in that nation. What do you think? Will the South China Sea conflict lead to a major war in that part of the world? Leave your comments below this video. Thanks for watching.
تعليمات قيادة الحملة وحسب الخطة الموضوعة من قيادة الحملة وسيادة العميد سهيل حسن تم اقتحام الخط الأول لمزارع دوما على مسافة 2 كيلو و800 متر وبعمق لا أقل من 10 كيلو متر، وهم يدعون بأننا قمنا ضرب كيميائي، وهذا حقيقة منافي للصحة، لأن قوات نمور الجيش العربي السوري كانت تتقدم نحو الهدف، ولم يكن أي جندي من هذه الحملة يرتدي أي قناع واقي، وهذا الكلام منافي للصحة. وأنتم شاهدتم كيف سقط الحد المعادي الأول لمنطقة دوما، والحمد لله رضخت للقيادة السورية، والحمد لله بفضل قوات ونمور الجيش العربي السوري.
Мы на позициях сирийской арабской армии. Она наступает на Думу, несмотря на обвинения в применении химоружия. Бои идут в зоне сельской застройки. Это одноэтажные дома, поля. И мы сейчас просто постараемся облететь передовую, чтобы показать, что никакого мирного населения в этом районе нет. Здесь обороняют отдельные дома группы боевиков. Их выдавливает сирийская арабская армия.
عشان الأسلحة الكيميائية ولا حدا منا مرتدى. هن الكلاب هن عم يضربوا أسلحة ويتهموا الجيش. هلا نحن عندنا نية من هالنوايا هاي كنا بنجيب على القليل كمامات أسلحة كيميائية توقينا استخدام هاي بإمكانك تعمل جولة على كل الحد الأمامي، وهي العناصر اللي معنا موجودين هون عم نهيئ حالنا للاقتحام.
حتى ما في شيء اسمه كيماوي، ولو في كيماوي مثل ما شايفين نحن شو عم نتنفس هواء الجميع كان تأثرنا صح ولا ولا يفصلنا بينه من حد امامي لاخر من 20 متر فقط لا غير مع المسلحين. جيد ما في الا بيناتنا 20 متر، لا في تأثير لا كيماوي ولا شيء. هيدي هاي
23
رمي على اليمين ممنوع، بدك ترمي على اليسار لقدام. يمين ممنوع، ترمي على اليسار. قدام واليسار، الشمال الغربي. هي الشرط.
لما الانسان بده يضرب كيماوي هذا نحن سوريا اعلنت انه قضينا الكيماوي اخلينا الكيماوي. نحن نقوم بعمليه عسكريه ناجحه، المسلحون في حاله انهيار يدعون ويكذبون بهجوم كيماوي. نحن مناطق عسكريه، ليس من مصلحه القوات المسلحه القيام بهكذا عمل باعتبار انه التقدم مستمر، وبالتالي هذا يتناقض مع اقاويلهم واكاذيبهم.
Almost 1 century after chemical weapons were banned by the civilized world after their horrific use in World War I, we are sadly witnessing another suspected chemical attack in Syria.
I'd like to begin by condemning the heinous attack on innocent Syrians with banned chemical weapons. It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that, as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images. We are studying that situation extremely closely. We are meeting with our military and everybody else, and we'll be making some major decisions over the next 24 to 48 hours. We are very concerned when a thing like that can happen. This is about humanity. We're talking about humanity.
Israel was behind a missile attack on Syria's largest military base. That's according to Russia's defense ministry. Earlier on Monday, a number of rockets hit the airfield with at least a dozen deaths reported. And for more updates, I'm joined live by RT's Ilya Petrenko, who's been across the story the whole day. Ilya, what more do we know so far? Details have been coming in all day.
Hi again, Dan. Well, first of all, Israel regularly targets pro-Iran, pro-Assad militias in Syria. And usually they don't comment on things like that, like they didn't this time around. But the timing of this apparent strike by Israel could really turn things upside down for everyone.
In what way? What impact could this have?
Well, it's because of the buildup ahead of this. Now, April in Syria and things that are happening there for a second year in a row could have put the world on the brink of a conflict.
All right, joining us now from Washington, D.C. with a look at Axios AM, national political reporter for Axios, co-founder and CEO of Axios, Jim Vanda. Hi, Jim. Good to have you with us on this Monday morning. So what's the one big thing you guys are tracking for us?
It's one of those mornings where you probably have 3 or 4 big things, but the big thing is what you're talking about on Morning Joe after. What are the options for the president in responding to this chemical attack in Syria? He is under tremendous pressure now from Republicans in Congress. John McCain, John Cornyn from Texas just tweeted out that there should be a response to what happened there. The Israelis are putting pressure on him. His own Pentagon is going to put pressure on the president to respond. So the big question is, does he respond aggressively and do a wide-scale attack on Syria, or something more precise like he did last time when we had a similar incident? And the other question is, does he do it alone, or does he wait? Does he try to work with the French? Does he try to work with Great Britain to try to get a coalition to have a response to Syria?
Just into CNN, we just got sound from Defense Secretary James Mattis speaking about the crisis in Syria. Let's listen.
U.S. capable of striking Assad's chemical weapons facilities?
And the first thing we have to look at is why are chemical weapons still being used at all when Russia was the framework guarantor of removing all the chemical weapons. And so working with our allies and partners from NATO to Qatar and elsewhere, we are going to address this issue.
Can you rule out taking actions, launching airstrikes against Assad, Mr. Secretary?
I don't rule out anything right now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
On the initiative of 9 countries led by the US, the UN Security Council has discussed the Duma incident. Despite the fact no serious investigation has yet been conducted, the perpetrators have already been appointed. There will be a second Security Council meeting on international security initiated by Russia. Yulia Shapovalova for News with Ed Schultz.
For more on this, we turn tonight to former Congressman and Chairman of the Institute for Peace and Prosperity, Mr. Ron Paul. Ron, nice to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time on this. You heard that report. The administration is confident. I think a lot of people are asking tonight, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know what they're confident about. They're confident in telling their lies and hope people will believe it. You know, when you introduced the program, Ed, you said something about being alleged challenges. They never use that word. You know, most of the time when a crime is committed in this country, the stations, when they're not sure, they're careful. They say this is alleged, but they never do this under these circumstances, and they have 0 bits of information. If I had to prove one thing or the other, I'm not in a position to do it, but at least they ought to treat it, you know, with a little bit of integrity, because it's over and over again that the person is guilty, and that is the person is the Russians and the Syrians are guilty of a crime, and it goes over and over again. But you know, did that to Scrapples, and then they finally had to give up. You know, then nothing came panned out, so they had to go on to a new one. So as one runs out of steam, they create another fake news program, and they pound away on it. But it's a shame that the American people buy into this. But I'm hoping that I sense that at least we run into people that are saying, you know, enough is enough. And, you know, I've seen that.
Congressman, what is the mission behind this cell job that's being put on the world, not just the American people, but the world, to vilify both Syria and Russia without hard evidence? Why the cell job?
Well, I think they have an ulterior goal, and it's been around for a long time, and it has a lot to do with Saudi Arabia and Iran. I think that's the number one. I think works into that are the Shia against the Sunnis, and that works into it. And then there's the neocons in this country who have their agenda and perpetual war for perpetual profits in the military-industrial complex, and they all come together. Then you throw in oil, and they all come together, and guess what? It's bipartisan. You know, everybody's complaining there's not enough bipartisanship in Washington. You know, Ed, that we have too much of it because they all support this foreign policy that I think is a disaster.
And they're encouraging the president to do something. Lastly, was on the campaign trail last week talking about taxes and the economy, says that we're going to get out of Syria, we're going to leave that to somebody else. Now a week later, we're at a timeline of he's going to do something within 24 to 48 hours. How do you read that?
Well, I read this by looking at what my assumptions have been all along, because when I listened to the campaign in the presidential race, I thought, oh, well, there's hope here and hope there. But then again, I think you have to not listen to what they say and what they do. And when I saw his appointments, and they got worse, as the ones he put in, he couldn't stand them because they weren't neocon enough. All of a sudden, the neocons run the show. And so therefore, that is what really counts. Now, John Bolton, he's really going to help us out on a sensible foreign policy. His record is so bad, and he got us in and preached all that fighting in Iraq. So I think you have to look at what they do. I think the advisors, but I think Trump might be playing us with a fiddle. You know, one day he's a good guy. I think it's good to get out of the war. We'll throw that to the libertarians. That's what Ron Paul's been saying all along. But then the next day there's a change, and it's 100% opposite. Yeah. Nothing can change that big, and it's amazing the American people buy into that and just not pull their hair out and say, hey, enough is enough. Why don't you tell us the truth?
All right. And the chemical attack did take place. We do know that for sure. There's evidence of an attack. Who do you think would be behind that?
And you're talking about the most recent one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the one thing is I don't know. I think the least likely would be Assad. This whole idea, Assad, and it's over and over again. I probably heard it 10 times today. Assad is gassing his own people, and they've said that every time it happens, Assad, and then a month or two later, they prove that it was absolutely wrong. So I cannot see any reason why Assad would do this. There's no reason for Russia to have done this. There's somebody who wants to stir up trouble, and the people who want us to stay there. So we're getting, let's say there's a hint, there's a bone thrown out, we might leave, according to Trump. Well, no, we have to have a reason for staying. We're not going to let this happen. That's the problem. You know, the McCain's people say, oh, we left Iraq too soon, and that's what happened. ISIS came in. Well, of course, the evidence is pretty strong that we've been pretty friendly with ISIS, and we use ISIS to try to fight our battle. So somebody wanted to stay there. I think the policymakers here did not want us to leave, and somebody does it for them. But I just think this whole idea that all of a sudden that Assad's gassing his own people, I think is total nonsense.
Former Congressman Ron Paul and chairman of the Institute for Peace and Prosperity. Mr. Paul, thank you so much tonight.
Giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. You know, we're at the time of World War III, and just got an update on the Chinese Navy just got an order to join forces, their Navy to join forces with the Russian Navy. You know, it's the times we're living in, man. The Third World War, prophecy, you know. All this is a build-up. It's a build-up to this World War III that's about to pop off, man. You know, it's in the air. It's the frequencies that's in the air. It's the prophecies, you know, the prophecies of the Lord. And that's the times we're living in, you know. That's what we're supposed to be watching. You know, we're watching the news, we're watching the prophecies, we're filtering through the scriptures, we're warning the sheep of the things to come, the evil that's to come.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Hey, man. Yeah, like always, yes, I'm back with another article. All right, more and more articles, man. Hey, look. It's so many articles that are just on prophecy, man, that, you know, it just, you just have to. You know, we gotta bring it out. All right, and if you don't, you know, if you're tired of it, well, you don't have to watch the videos. All right, but I'm gonna read the title of a couple of them and just, you know what I mean, go through, you know, maybe one or two, All right, because hey man, it's a lot. All right, so this one says what? U.S. deploying Truman aircraft carrier strike group to Middle East Europe Navy. This is on April 10th. Okay. Now when you go up, it says what? We hope you come to your senses. Russia warns U.S. against illegal Syria strike. Okay. Another article saying Macron says U.S., UK, and France to decide on response to alleged Syria chemical attack in coming days. Okay. And boom, what does that lead to? It says what? Europe Air Traffic Control issues alert over possible airstrike on Syria within 72 hours. All right. Now, before I read this article, I'm gonna read a little bit in here because there was some information in here. Okay, it says the U.S. reaction to the alleged chemical incident in the town of Douma has clearly shown it was the long-sought pretext to attack Syria, which was finally provided by the white helmets provocateurs, the Russian UN envoy said. Okay. Where was it? All right. Yeah, I'll just read this. It says, Nebenzia has called for supporting the International Chemical Watchdog's investigation on the ground in Syria before jumping to any conclusions. However, he believes that those seeking to topple the legitimate government of Syrian President Bashar Assad would not wait for the results of the investigation, claiming they are instead seeking to launch a strike. Okay, you don't want to hear that no signs of chemical attack have been found in Douma. You've only sought a pretext, and it was eagerly provided by the white helmets provocateurs. Nebenzia said, "Yeah, all right. They not trying to hear. Oh, no chemical things were found because what? They didn't have no." Like he said, pretext. They have no reason to attack or to do anything in Syria. They have no business there. Okay, so rather than hear that there were no chemical blah blah evidence found, what they rather strike there on the pretext, on the claim, or on the suspicion that there were some chemical weapons used. Okay, so before the results even come out, they're like, no. We know this ain't gonna end right for us. This is our only option, basically. All right, but we'll see what happens, man. I'll just read this. It says, Europe Air Traffic Controls issues alert over possible airstrikes on Syria within 72 hours. That's 3 days. It says Eurocontrol and EU body response for handling air traffic over the continent has issued a rapid alert notification to flight operators in the Eastern Mediterranean, warning them to be ready for NATO rocket launches into Syria. Hey, man, oh man. Due to the possible launch of airstrikes into Syria with air-to-ground and or cruise missiles within the next 72 hours, and the possibility of intermittent disruption of radio navigation equipment, due consideration needs to be taken when planning flight operations in the Eastern Mediterranean. In this Nicosia FRI area, the alert said. The alert warns pilots to be ready for specific NOTAMs, notice to airmen concerning flight risk and obstacles that may arise. On Monday, U.S. President Donald Trump said that he was very seriously considering military action against the government of Bashar Assad over the alleged chemical attack in Douma in Syria on April 7th. Trump said that a major decision would be taken within the following 24 to 48 hours. An airstrike was already carried out against a Syrian airbase on Monday, although no state has claimed responsibility. Damascus, Moscow, and Tehran say that the attack was carried out by Israel from Lebanese airspace. Yeah, all right. It says Russia has warned that if any of its personnel in the country are targeted, it will take response measures against both the rockets and the platforms which they're fired. All right, and it only takes one. It only takes one move, one decision. All right, to pop it off, man. All right, it only takes one, man. All right, but you know what I mean. Not to rain on the parade, But I mean, don't expect World War III 100 nuclear missiles to be launched in the U.S. or something like that within the next few days. All right, it's not. I mean, hey, that's not something that's likely to happen because, like, you know, I mean, the prophecy state, man, we still got to have the chip and the martial law and so on and so forth. Okay, all right, but like I keep saying, man, with all this talk in the air, man, that's part of the things Yahushai prophesied of. Okay, which see if I can pull that. Okay, Luke 24, Luke 21. All right, Luke 21, there we go. She says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and all these things are happening, but what? It says, when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Okay, so this right here in itself, this tension and war talk is prophecy in itself. Okay, of the wars and rumors of wars, which is gonna lead to the World War III. All right, but these other prophecies, these other major prophecies like the chip and FEMA camps and so on and so forth, the famine, the pestilence, they all also have to happen. All right. Let me see this article here. It says biased media coverage on chemical attack in Syria could provoke a dangerous war. When was this? April 10th. It says, by jumping to conclusions about the alleged chemical weapons attack in Syria, Donald Trump's war cabinet and their media cheerleaders are recklessly pushing us closer to a military confrontation between Russia and the U.S. Yeah, like it says in the title, a dangerous new war. Okay. With his new national security advisor, John Bolton, standing behind him, U.S. President Trump announced on Monday that everybody, apparently meaning Syria and Russia, will pay a price for the alleged chemical attack in Douma, a suburb of Damascus under the control of Jaish al-Islam insurgents, and that his generals were devising a military response. Trump has also said that he holds Russia responsible for the still unverified attack. Trump is just getting at Russia, man. But hey, that's part of the Lord putting them hooks back in the jaws of Gog and Magog. Okay, it says signaling an escalation between Russia and the U.S., a dangerous prospect that seems to be lost in an unquestioning U.S. media that is captivated by anti-Russia hysteria. So there's a lot of propaganda against Russia, but what? That's a form or a war tactic. Okay, it says, but as Trump rushes to punish Syria, the media is ignoring and depriving the public of some crucial details leading up to the alleged attack, details that raise serious questions about who's responsible. Yeah, all right, it's all orchestrated. Okay, it says suspicious timing. The Syrian government is in a stronger position than it has been since the war began, and absolutely nothing to gain from launching a chemical weapons attack. This alone should cause some serious skepticism, especially considering the chronology of events leading up to the alleged attack. Douma is a city in eastern Ghouta that is under the control of Jaish al-Islam, a Saudi-backed jihadist group that seeks to replace the Syrian government with an Islamic State. Jaish al-Islam, long ass name, is extremely sectarian and just as nasty as its rhetoric, tactics, and goals as the notorious terrorist group Islamic State, IS, formerly ISIS. Al-Islam's founder, the late Zaran Aloush, has openly called for the ethnic cleansing of religious minorities from Damascus. Okay, now it's just going on. Yeah. Yeah, I'll read this part. It says, who benefits the Warhawks? The other beneficiaries of the alleged chemical attack are U.S. Warhawks and their media cheerleaders who had a meltdown last week after Trump announced his desire to pull some 2,000 U.S. troops out of Syria. Aside from the fact that these U.S. forces are illegally occupying Syrian territory and have failed to receive authorization from Congress to do so, the usual chorus of warmongers have capitalized on the alleged chemical weapons attack to insist that the U.S. stay in Syria indefinitely. You see? That's why they're pushing so hard, all right, claiming that Syria did this and Russia's involved and this and that. So now it gives them a reason to stay. For example, Republican Senator John McCain, who has long advocated overthrowing the Syrian government and has rubbed elbows with U.S.-backed jihadist proxies that wreaked havoc across the country, claimed that Trump's announcement about pulling out U.S. troops emboldened Syrian President Bashar Assad to launch the chemical weapons attack. All right, and really, this all just sounds like a setup, man. All right, this just sounds like a setup. All right, but hey, man, that's what's going on, man. So hey, we'll see what happens, man. All right, we'll see what happens. You know, talking about airstrikes and all this. All right, but everything's the will of the Most High, man. Okay, so I'll just get one last precept and close it out. All right, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch." All right, and that's the day that we're quickly approaching, man. All right, and what's gonna do that, man? That burning as an oven is referring to the missiles, all right, cooking up this place, man. And all the proud, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble, man. They shall be destroyed, burnt up to a crisp. All right, that's what the Lord has in store for this place. All right, so hey, you know, stay in the spirit. All right, keep watching. You know, we almost out of here, man. These signs, these prophecies are screaming, man. All right, but Lord willing, this was edifying unto your light. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.
It's a damn shame, man. That's fucked up, man. This powerless bastard, man. This powerless bastard is moving over us, man. It's a goddamn shame. That's right! You have here in 2018, our people still worshiping Jeezy Crease. Oh, where is that motherfucker? He flew away today? Sorry. He gets a break from getting stomped. No break, bring him over. Bring him over. No break. Where's that culprit? Bring the felon out. Bring the felon out, man. Bring the felon out. The deceiver, man. That's right. Bring this felon. This leper. Wait, no, our image is up there, so you know, so we can't really beat him up so much. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Where's Caesar? I'll hold it. Oh, here it is. Here's a culprit, man. Here's a damn devil, right? This is what you give our people, right? This piece of shit. This bastard here, man. Hey, it's a 2-for-1, huh? 2-for-1. Right? This is the devil, man. That's right. Right here, the devil. Is this your God? Right? Is this your God? This is what you gave us to worship. Okay? It's done. It's done. That's right. Hey, and what's so beautiful, you have our people actually burning these images, man. Yeah? They're taking them outside, videotaping themselves burning this bastard, man. Yeah? So that's the spirit, man. You know? Thy iniquity is accomplished, man. Yeah. Once we're back in power, man, there's going to be a lot of fires, man, all over the earth. Because that's the first thing of destroying the stronghold, man. Yeah. This is the damn lies. But the lies is being found out. This. That's right. Because the scriptures talks about that. I believe in Nahum, talking about the groves being burned down, man. That's right. Our forefather, is it Asa? No. It might be Amaziah. But you know, our forefathers during the books of Kings, you know, they were destroying those groves, man, that were wickedness was being done in. And here it is again. Our people up in these groves with these so-called churches, better yet, harlot houses, Because that's the name that they need to be referred as, man. Because they're not supposed to be called churches. Because there's no calling out in them. Leave that over there. Leave that over there. They're not churches. Because the word church is a Greek term, which is ecclesiakos, which is the main meaning to call out. And there's no calling out in there, man. You're in a house. You're supposed to call out in the street.
That's right.
You know? The calling out is to the house of Israel, man. That's right. What calling out is for. To so-called Negroes, so-called natives, so-called Latinos, right? Because you have a byword and you're under a spell, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Right now we're in the chief place of concourse. We're in the intersection, man. We're in the marketplace. All right. In the Greek, it's agora.
In the openings,
and we're here to do the business of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
That's right.
We're not here for the fun and games, man. You may think that we're wearing dresses and all this shit, but you got it goddamn wrong. You got it damn twisted. We're wearing ancient garments, and we're wearing these clothes, these garments, as our shame, man.
That's right.
It's our sackcloth. That's right. These are sackcloth. This is for mourning, because we're not out here to put on a whole entertainment for you people, man.
That's right.
We're only entertaining angels of the Most High unaware.
That's right.
You know? Versace. You know? Let's continue.
In the openings of the gates, in the city.
Yeah, we're in the city.
She uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones?
Ye simple ones, which is referring to you Israelites. That are in a bugged out state of mind.
That's right.
Because you don't know who you are.
That's
you
right.
don't even know where you're going. And you're talking about what you want to do next week. Nigga, you might not even see next week.
That's right.
You might not wake up tomorrow, man. Talk about, oh, I thank God this morning. Which God you talking about? which Jeezy creepy motherfucker you talking about, man? You need one slapping your goddamn face, man. Because you're out of your cotton picking mind.
That's right.
Talk about you black in 2018. Wake the fuck up, nigga.
That's right. That's right. How long will ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning.
That's right. Our people love the scorning, man. They love the wickedness, man.
The fools hate knowledge.
That's right. And Most High despises fools, man.
That's right. That's right.
Because he can't deal with a fool.
That's right.
Because his ears he's a deaf adder, basically, man.
Hey, it's like trying to talk to a drunk person. You know, they're so drunk and you're trying to tell them like, yo, be careful, you're gonna trip. And then they fall upon their face, man. Like, yep, and I'm an idiot, man.
Well, it calls them drunk. Drunk with wine. That's right. So, but literally and spiritually. That's right. Okay.
That's right.
Who has said there is no God? That's right. Oh, it's God. That's right.
Turn ye, so I can turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you.
And here is a reproof, man. Re meaning back, and proof, which is right here, man. The proof is all this knowledge just bringing out, crying out with this knowledge in the streets, man.
That's right.
Before the real reality actually hits your eyes, man. Because in that time, it's going to be too late.
That's right. I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
That's right. And his words is being known unto you, man.
That's right.
Because we're out here dealing with the things that you can't grasp on, man. That you had trouble dealing with. Because when you read the scriptures, you didn't know nothing. You could only read Proverbs. You could only read only a small precept, man, because your knowledge is so small. You know? You have a what do you call it? It's a term that we use. Basically, short-term memory, man. Spiritually short-term memory. You can't grasp on this. So we're out here being ambassadors before Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to reveal to you the things that's in the book, that who you are and why you're going through going through hell.
It is Amos 3, verse 7. Surely Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Rakah Kodash will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto the servants, the prophets.
That's right. So the Most High has given the words unto us, first and foremost through the apostles, elders, then on down they gave us the knowledge, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua ordained it, all right, that we receive it, and we're out here revealing you the secrets, man. But it's first given unto the prophets.
God, that's right.
If you're worthy, you are able to digest this spiritual food, man.
That's right.
That's right. Because these secrets are deep. Because there's scriptures that you can't grasp on, man. If you're in the world and you're trying to read Revelation, you're gonna bug out, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You're gonna think you're some maze runner and you're running into nothing but the Temple of Doom.
That's right.
That's it from there?
Yeah. Okay. This is Acts chapter 2, verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
So we're in that time. All right? And this prophecy is coming to pass.
That's right.
You know? And more of it's coming to pass. But it's happening every day. Until the day that is appointed for Jacob's trouble, man. Because we're coming to the end of you having free speech. Yeah. Net neutrality is coming to pass. You know? This knowledge is flowing, man. It's overflowing, basically. Continue.
Verse 18. And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will shew wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood.
That's right. Those blood moons, man.
Right.
Strange apparitions in the sky. Seeing so-called UFOs doing formations that you've never seen before. Bugging you people the fuck out, man.
That's right.
That's right.
It says, the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come.
Right, so these are the things that the Most High spoke of, and now they're coming to pass. And you can't stop it. You can't stop it, man.
That's right.
You're just gonna have to deal with it. But if you're right of the Lord, you're being girded about with the truth. It's not. You're gonna be aware, and it's not gonna be like you're bugging out. That's right. You're gonna be praising the Most High and being thankful that you know and understand of what's going on.
You know what's funny too? Like we're in a super technology age, right? So say you missed it. Say you missed some prophecy that was declared in the skies. Somebody now is taping it with their phone and it uploaded on YouTube, right, or on Instagram, right? So it's up to you if you want to say it's fake or not. But it was written in the Bible. It said it shall come to pass. I mean, it's going to happen.
That's right.
Okay, and it's happening. So that's why we know we're in the last days.
Right.
Okay, because 10 years ago, 50 years ago, we didn't know about the so-called UFOs. They're not UFOs, they're IFOs. But we know what they are, right?
Right.
This is our power sending His eyes, send the eyes of the Lord in the sinful city.
Okay? So they're the angels, man. The Most High's messengers. They have celestial messengers and terrestrial messengers.
That's right.
Okay? So we being the terrestrial messengers, we're telling you the downfall of this kingdom. You have celestial messengers, okay, encamping about us and showing themselves, right? Making a declaration, right? Because that builds our spirit. When we see this, we're like, Kal halal, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right?
And it's a curse too, because if you read Zechariah chapter 5, right?
That's the spirit because I have to.
Bring it out!
Right.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And
the flying roll is talking about the so-called UFO. Chariots of God. It's written in the Bible many times. That's right.
That's right.
Old and new.
That's right.
All right. Might not say chariot of God in the New Testament. All right. But also it's saying a flying roll. That's right. Now we call it a flying saucer. So I was likening it to something that's familiar to us. Right. So our ancestors would say a flying roll because I guess the rolls might then have that shape.
Yeah.
And now we're saying a flying saucer. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But the same thing goes hand in hand. Roll and saucer, man.
That's right.
Okay. That's right. Or referred to as the wings, or clouds. Yeah, clouds or whirlwind. Cherubs. Right. Yep, cherub. Or dove. Eagle. That's right. Yeah. Glory. Because that's the Most High.
That's right. It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
So he's seen a so-called UFO. What you people will refer to as today, but it should be, well, to us it's IFO, which is identifiable, all right, flying object, all right.
It says the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So it's a curse. Curse, mainly to you people, because you're wicked, man.
That's right.
You indulge in witchcraft daily, all right?
Right.
Bunch of sheeple. It's a curse, man, because you don't know what it's coming to do.
That's right. That's right. And you can see it evident in the videos that get uploaded. They always, what is that?
You don't know if it's gonna bring a tornado. You don't know if it's gonna bring destruction. You know. You don't know what it's going to do.
That's right.
Because anytime they come out, something happens.
That's right.
Something's going to happen.
That's right. He says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
Because America's stolen, man. Stolen land, and you have the damn thief up in this land, you know, boasting himself.
That's right.
That's right. That's why Esau gets scared whenever he sees them chariots. He has to send out his F-22s and shit, and so on, F-16s. You know, chase after them and this and that. But then again, they bring you on a ride for your life. You know, most of them pilots, they don't even want to chase after you, man, because they hear stories, man. They hear stories about it, but they know that they have a oath of silence that they can't really talk about it, man, because something happens to them when they go and talk about it. You know, some pilots never made it home. They just end up disappearing. You know, like Travis Walker, man. You know, but luckily he got to touch back on the earth. He got fucking tortured as hell, man. Fire in the sky.
Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
That's right, which is America. It's stolen. America's stolen. Stolen by the Edomites.
That's right.
That's right. Egypt is stolen. Israel is stolen. This man doesn't keep it as a whole man, right? It says it keeps this border as hell, right? So everywhere this man go, he steals, right? That's right. Named after his land. They call the land after his name, right? Asia was named after the so-called Chinese, or the Koreans or Japanese. The Asiaticus meant a so-called white man. That's right. The Americas wasn't called the Americas by the native so-called Indians or Israelites, right? Named after Amerigo Vespucci. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Jamaica wasn't named after some guy, some so-called Negro named Jamaican or whatever. But the Portuguese named that man. Okay. Everywhere is stolen, man. The people of this land, right, are stolen. Yes, that's right. Every single brother here right now is stolen. That's right. Okay. And there's a law against that. That's right. Like, in Deuteronomy says, the scripture says, steal a man. Yeah, that's right. Right? So this man is a thief all over, man. That's right. Okay? Anywhere you see that so-called white man, anywhere you see him, because he's a vagabond. What was given to him is the caves. But he doesn't want this, man. He covets other lands. That's right. You go to Jamaica, oh, this is beautiful. They set up camp there and kill the inhabitants. Go to Israel, oh, this place is beautiful. Kill the inhabitants, set up camp there. And take the best part of land for himself. Even though this is blessing, he says he should get the benefits of the earth. Okay? But his time's up. That's right. Okay? That's right. The verdict is out. You're found guilty, Esau. That's right. You're going to slavery. That's right. That's what we're here to tell you. You're going into slavery. That's right. Right? It's your final destination, the brother said. Okay? And it's not going to be nice.
1,000 years? That's a bonfire. Yo, that's a celebration.
That's right. And the word bond in French is good.
That 1,000 years,
fire.
1,000 years is gonna feel like 2,000 years for his ass, man. Because after what you did to the planet Earth in a short season, man, you fucked up everything, man. You fucked up the livestock. You fucked up the animals. You fucked up life. You fucked up the trees. You fucked up everything under the sun, man. You fucked it up. That's right. You know, you manipulated the animals. You cloned them. You had sex with them. And the boys, you still do it. You had sex with little boys. You have pedophile rings. You fucked up everything that is good under the sun, man. That's right. For the betterment of man. That's right. All right. That Most High set for man to do. You flipped the script and fucked it up. That's right. That's why he calls you guys beasts. But I'm not gonna be so mad about it because that's your job. So you're gonna have the penalty to pay. I'm just mad I haven't gotten to put my hands on you yet, man. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting. That's right. Patient, can't be hasty.
So be angry but not sin.
That's right.
That's right. So we're angry. And Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, the oppression makes a wise man mad.
That's right.
So we're all wise men here, man. Obviously all men. Okay? But we're not going to sin. That's right. Okay? Because vengeance belongs to Yahweh. That's right. Now shine. Right. So we're waiting upon the Lord. That's right. Okay? Because that was a commandment, right? And unbeknownst to you, Esau, we are about living the law to the best of our ability. The Most High's law. Not your laws that says two men can come together in holy matrimony. Nothing holy about that, man. Fire there, man. That's why you posted in Uganda, right? Yeah, posting up saying, what happened?
Yo, you need to go inside, man.
Okay.
Go inside. Take a walk.
You good? You want to go? You should go inside.
Go inside.
Right?
Alright. He says he's alright.
In Uganda, you alright, bro?
Yo, you should go inside.
You should go, though.
You should go inside.
Right? Like, they're saying they don't want no faggots in their land, man, and rightfully so. And he was blatantly plain about their act. Okay? Because what's alternative about that? Alternative means the best way and another way of doing something. So why is it, how you call something alternative, two men going upside each other's ass? Right? What good can come of that? What was wrong with the first way out? The Most High said it out.
male, and female. That's right. Okay, from that brings life. Okay, just give me that. Okay, because you're the harbinger of death, right? Everything this man does is about death. That's right. Because there's a certain disease that's attached to that lifestyle, man. It's called HIV, AIDS. That's right. Right. So they give these people laws, right, to accommodate their nasty lifestyle. Okay.
Oh, let me get a script. Bring it up. Let me describe Isaiah 10.
Yeah, man. So.
I got it. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
That's an unrighteous decree right there, man. All right. That's the Bible coming to life, right?
That's right.
I'm telling you, it's an unrighteous decree for two men to lay together.
That's right. And the decree is his commandment.
That's right.
So, you know, which is against the Most High's commandment.
That's right.
You know? He's trying to rewrite commandments, which he can't really do anyways. He's just adding on to madness.
That's right.
He's you know, well, he's doing what he's filming out of his satanic Bible anyways, you know. But he's just doing what another nation failed to do, to become sodomites, man. It's a booger. That's right. To do what is unseemly, man. That's right. To lick ass and fuck ass, put doodle on your dick. Which commandment is that? Is that right. In the Bible? It says death. It says death for that, man. That's right. Nothing but death for that.
Right? Pedophilia. Right? This white man think it's a natural thing for a grown man to leave a little boy.
That's right. Yeah, they call it chicken hawk.
And pizza.
Yeah.
Right?
And Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
Yeah. They think it's a right thing to do that. Because he's perverse, man.
It goes back to Rome.
That's right.
Because they're known as
back to Greece.
What do you call it? As boy lovers.
Yeah, Greece.
They have that nebula.
Nebula, which is perpetrated through the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah. They have those pictures.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and that is to show affluence. In ancient times, if you can, like the younger the boy you can get to walk to parade with you, right? It show affluence. How sick this man is, man. Okay. And now in this time, if say Eve get pregnant at like 14 or 15, they call it teenage pregnancy. I look down upon it. When in her law it says, well, the woman passed with flower, she's of age.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay, and it's actually good for the body, man, right? Because you bounce back quicker.
Hey, didn't Usher make a song like that?
Usher?
You may be young, but you're ready.
Yeah. Right? But it's true.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, they demonize it. Then they call it like statutory rape.
God.
And then they change the laws, and you know they always change the sex limit. You know.
Sorry, I'm white.
You're red, bro. You're not
You mean
white.
you're an Edomite?
That's white. You're red. Pink.
Do you have any all bleed red?
So the mosquitoes. So does pigs. So does dogs. So they're the same? They're not the same, man. Go clean your windows, man.
Here it is, about Roman Catholic
We're gentlemen.
madness.
We're rough.
Sleeping with little boys.
You're gentle.
Kissing little boys. Pedophilia.
Bad man.
Penetrating little boys' anus and all that nastiness. All perpetrated through the Roman Catholic Church and mostly so-called Jews, man. That's right. Sucking penises, talking about circumcising. Oh, and then I'm circumcising a little boy and then I'm gonna suck his penis. That's what they do. Jewish. So-called Jewish people do that. And really they're Amalekites, man. Another set of Edomites. Out of the seed of Esau.
Kikes, man.
Roman Catholic Church is nothing about pedophilia, man. That's right. And any church that joined unto that, it's about pedophilia because all churches extend out of the Roman Catholic Church. That's right. Presbyterian,
Presbyterian, Pentecostal.
Yeah, Pentecostal.
Presbyterian.
Any
not Pentecostal, I'll say it because just to make fun of them. 7-day, not Adventists or whatever you want to call it, 7-day madness that they talk about. All of them is joined unto that pedophilia, man. That's right. Because they're trying to hide the other day about the we call it Jehovah wickedness about the acts that's been going up in there, man, with people getting raped.
You pay $4,000 a day still in court pending until they bring forward certain documents.
Yeah, because they got a lot of money. The judge knows that, so he's like, oh, just keep paying me.
But there's no proof of them paying it. It just make it seem that as if they're in judgment, but they're not. Like they're all entwined with the debauchery, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why when you pay a lawyer, for like a lot of criminals beat their case because they might pay their lawyer $100,000, $200,000, and then that goes to the judge, certain jury and stuff. It's all a game. The court is just a game.
Yeah, it's all the retainer fee.
Yeah.
That's right. It's all racketing because anybody can get up, basically.
Yeah, when you have money.
Yeah, you can get off. Or either they just put a light sentence on you, or just make you have probation for a couple of years or whatever, depending on what it is. I was supposed to go and do time, but I beat my case, but I just had 1 year probation. Yeah. Like you said, about you can get out of free jail card off of Monopoly because it basically replicates life.
Masons,
because that's what the whole game of Monopoly is, man.
Like Mason, if you're a Mason, like that's why a lot of Masons have that the square and compass on their car.
Yeah,
so
the square compass. The square compass, which is really a woman's legs, flapping open, man. With the pussy lips all out, and the fucking G and all that G-spot madness, which is all fucking how you say? Basically, it's all sex magic. That's what that is.
It's the genitive principles, male and female.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But the Masons are faggots, though. So that's the reverse of that. Right?
Yeah.
The secret is two men.
Yeah.
Right? Just like Eyes Wide Shut. The movie Eyes Wide Shut, when you watch it with Tom Cruise, you think it's about men fucking women, but it's actually men fucking men.
Yep.
Right? That's what it means, Eyes Wide Shut.
But they still worship women. So those both principles. They worship the Father and the Son.
Yeah.
And the woman.
Because the whole thing is really with that, it's about swing. That's what it's about. Doing swinger acts. Cock holding.
That's right.
That's what it's about.
That's why their demon is both genders.
Yeah.
Right? It's an androgynous being.
But the gender is breast and female phalanx.
Yeah. That's
right. So it's a man in drag dressed up as a woman.
That's right.
That's why the cover girl, right? It's a cover as if it's a girl. Right?
That's right. Sex magic.
This man is a sick bastard, man. Right? Have us lusting after men.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Our eyes, we swear we're looking at a woman, but that's what the men. That's what Yahweh says, man. The sins are coming in your mind, but just by looking at it. Yeah.
That's right.
What the fuck are you looking at?
It says not to marvel at a woman's beauty.
Yeah. Because ain't a woman.
Yeah.
Hey, we're looking at the men, man.
That's right.
Hey, just to say, man.
That's why it says about they change the natural use of woman and shit, man. It says a Roman shit. Yeah, continue.
No, I'm just saying. And these women are naturally beautiful anyway. They have to use makeup to make themselves look nice, man.
That's right. Which is what form of witchcraft?
Hey, I know a woman. It's one of my friend's wife or girl or whatever, and when she puts on makeup, she looks like a completely different woman.
Yeah.
And then when she takes it off, she looks like a demon. I can't even recognize her. That sometimes, like most of the time, I can't recognize her.
Thank God they invented the makeup.
Fake. This man's sneaky because he brought makeup in, knowing that eventually it will. Where it's normal to see like a person have makeup, so no guys can put it on, they can't tell the difference. Right? They hear extension. He was angry, yeah. Makeup.
Read it.
I got a script.
Well, the makeup goes back to Egypt. It all goes back to Egypt. The makeup, the lipstick. It's all this Egyptian custom.
Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of God, or basically truth of Yahweh, into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Yeah, and that's transforming themselves into men, cutting off their breasts, man. You know, putting on strap-ons. You know, and it's funny because someone posted about straps on backwards. There's no part. You know, and putting on stuff that ain't supposed to be there. All right. Getting popping pills to make them voice deep as men. I know, let's not talking about the spirit that they have on them too, to act like men. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, they don't want to be on the level of men.
You can't fake
That's
real.
right.
Man.
That's right.
You can't fake real.
Because you know when they want to stop acting like a man, when they feel a man actually beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that woman in the UFC that you brothers brought out. She said about it. Really, it was like a man beating me up, and she was fighting a tranny. You know? I remember like a year ago, the brothers brought it up. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, she got beat up by a tranny. Got into a fight, and it's like, but most of them UFC fighter women, so-called women, is really men. Some of them actually men. Right. Because you know, the other day they brought out this one thing. I can't remember. It was in wrestling, and this real wrestling, not WWE, not entertainment bullshit. And the real like wrestling when certain countries face each other, and it was a damn tranny that won the event, man.
When they say Russia been doing it for a long time. Russia been, but the reason why you get a lot of gold medals, they've been putting like a lot of their men as women in a lot of the sports and dominating it.
Yeah. Yep. Because they're into the eugenics and stuff, man. You know, they got a certain amount of them same what do you call it there? Scientists from Project Paperclip that went over, man. So you know they had handy in doing that dirty work, man, from Germany. You know, T-Man's into that shit. Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust.
Yes, that's the men also, man. Okay, they forgotten how to be men. They're now trying to be women, especially how this woman, the society's geared towards women. Women get more favor, get more jobs, better service, better living conditions. So guess what? That's encouraging men to become transgenders. So that way they get the better benefits, man. The best benefits are served to homosexuals and women. Okay? If you're an actual man with masculinity, you're looked down upon, man. You're not allowed to be a man in this society.
Yeah, because even in certain jobs where men are supposed to be dominating, they're trying to secretly put women in there to do certain things, and the men are not having that. Like especially in the construction trade, man. Where the hell you got women all up in there, man? That throws off everything, man. Because I remember when I used to work for Winners back in the day, and there was nothing but bare women around me, and these women were all over me, man. You know? But that's not. I'm just there to work. But it's like, you know, I had so many women coming to cash out. You know, I'm like, man, what the, you know? But this is when I was in the world. I didn't know any better. It was just like, what's going on here? But now I look back at it, it's like, you know?
They just passed Bill 148. The cabinet would pass Bill 148, saying that once you hire someone, the same wage you're paying somebody who's met how long they've been there, you got to pay the new hire the same wage if it's the same work. Now, how's it going to work with construction when a man can live twice or three times as much as a woman, right? But do the same job? That's not fair, right? But she's pushing that feminism vibe because it's not about the men getting paid equal; it's about the woman being equal to the man.
Because a lot of places now, this is what they're doing with the work. Whether you're a minority or disability, or I can't remember what else they have. Another thing, the transgender bullshit, the whole madness mindset of that. They're trying to put people in these places of avenues of work. You know? And people are gonna lose it. You know? People are gonna lose it.
What's right? Being a firefighter, right? Where you want to save people. A woman can be a firefighter, so can a man.
am I going to be feeling secure if I'm strapped in a building? A woman going to pull me out?
No.
It's not going to work. It can't carry you. With the same job as a man, though. According to Catholic will, it's paid equal. So that's bullshit, man. That's right. You know what I mean? Like there's certain jobs, yeah, like cleaning a table. Like if you're a server and you bring food out, sure, a woman can equate to a man. When it comes to physicality, a woman musculature is not the same as a man. That's right. Okay? That's right. And if you're a so-called police officer, right? A woman, like if there's no male police officers and it's just men against women, it's not gonna go good for her most of the times. Okay, the only reason they do
you know what? You know what showed you that movie End of Watch, man.
Oh yeah,
that movie End of Watch. That goop bitch.
Yeah.
You know, and she had that Israelite beating the fuck out of her, man.
Yeah, he was.
The man stabbed the man in the eye, and then he's like, "Oh, she's down in the alley." And then when they got to her, the man's on top of the bitch. She's like, "Ooh." The man's like, "Put your hands up." He's like, "All right, I'm done, man." And when they looked at her face was fucked up, man. Yeah. She's like, "She's done, man. She's finished." You know, so that's the power of you women. And she had a gun, and she had a taser.
Yeah. You know, she couldn't use neither one. Couldn't even save it.
Hey,
so much for saving a hoe.
Hey, because these women talk tough like they can go toe to toe, but they forget when it actually comes down to the joints are pumping, they're flying. They're more scared. They're not going to take the reaction to actually fight back because their spirit is to curl up and have someone protect them.
That's right.
They're not fighters.
To be a bitch.
Scream, man.
Yeah.
One part is fucking scream.
That's right. It's only because of these movies showing these Amazon warriors, Wonder Woman, making you feel as if you can go toe to toe in a fight.
Propaganda. That's right.
Propaganda.
Remember the video on World Star? How that girl that police officer in Brampton, she couldn't handle the two females. She was getting manhandled, man.
Yeah.
She was getting manhandled. It was only two females. Two females out of one female. She had a gun. She had a gun. I think they were Trinidadian or something, or Guyanese or whatever. You know, but it was like it was Jake anyways.
I remember years ago.
Manhandles. Fuck.
What was that?
Because yo, it's okay to talk that shit when nothing's being done to you.
Where's women live?
Yeah. You know?
Hey, like you got a new thing right now with these female rappers, man. With these female fucking rappers, man. I was watching this one thing on Toronto female rappers, and the bitch is like, "Oh, I'll slap a man if he disrespects me." I'm just like, bro.
Good luck.
Like the brother said, it's easy to say that, man. You know, but when the situation comes, that's why your system has something called a fight or flight response, man. You know, a woman, most nine times out of 10, they get put to flight, man. Right? They don't fight. And like the brother said, there's all this media bullshit that hyping all these women. You know, but when a man, that's why a lot of women, they actually test men, and they find out who actually has some balls, and they get turned on by that. They say, oh, you know what? Most of these guys are pussies. They never stand up to a woman. They actually test you, man. Yeah, they test you. And then when a real man stands up to them, they get what happens? They get turned on.
Verse 27.
But yeah, this world hasn't seen a real man in a long time. Real men haven't been. We're still hiding because when our true anger comes out, this place is done. Women are done. Everybody's gonna be done. These people haven't seen real anger in a long time.
Right. Your righteous anger.
Yeah, exactly.
And these people are gonna know that anger, man, because it's gonna be in the air, man. That androstenedione is gonna be pumping through the power of Yahweh Shemi Shas. And it's gonna be actually spiritual, man.
Yeah, they're gonna get ripped apart.
You know?
They'll never test a man ever again after this.
Because it tells you in Micah about it, man.
Man will never be tested.
You know what? Let me jump to Jeremiah 16:16.
Because it's like Shaq and his wife. Shaq's wife's like this big, but she gets up in Shaq's face like Shaq's a little boy, man. And that man's a fucking giant, man. It's embarrassing. No, embarrassing.
Like a little boy and a grown man.
Like a little boy. The man's like 7 foot, man.
Yeah, he's 7 foot.
The bitch is what, 5'2"?
If that.
Holy shit.
Because we got a law on our hands, on our side.
Fuck.
Right?
Never hit a woman, son.
Right?
Didn't your mama tell you?
Nobody's about ass whooping, including women. Right? An old man in a wheelchair can be a reason to kick his ass. Right?
Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain.
So first the Lord said we're fishers, right? Which is what we're doing right now, we're fishing. Right? That's why Yahushua says, I'll make you fishers of men. So we're dropping the bait, which is the Bible, the word, the truth, right? To call you in, trying to reel you in. But it says, at what?
And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
So then we'll turn hunters. Okay? And who we're going to be hunting? So-called white men. Right? The Edomites. Right? Mostly you Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, right? You partake of the Bilderbergs, right? Trilateral group.
For my eyes are upon all their ways.
And the eyes of the Most High is us. Okay? And the angels. So again, it's the celestial beings and the terrestrial beings. So the terrestrial beings, right, are the angels in the sky. So it's like the angel on the ground, messengers will be coming after you, man. Right?
They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
So the Most High seeing all the garbage you've been doing, man. Right? All the laws you've been passing. Right? All the wickedness and the evil, man. Right? All the food you've been selling us as food, which is not food. Okay? All the child molesting. All the pedophilia. Right? All the transgenderism laws you've been passing, man.
All these damn enchantments you've been putting on us, you know, day in and day out, you know.
He's not giving us no rest, man.
That's what the scripture says.
No rest. Yeah,
we shall seek to wear out the saints. Man.
Yeah, no rest.
That's the scripture said that. It's a beautiful scripture, man.
And for my eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double.
I mean, pay back and double, man. So our children, right, were ripped from the wombs and the belly of the mothers. So guess what? Double unto you. All right. We were put in jailhouses for crimes we didn't commit. So guess what? Double unto you. We're given sentences of death penalty for crimes again we didn't commit. Okay, Emmett Till, man, that wasn't a crime. We was as some Edomite slut. Okay, how was that a crime?
But he didn't though.
Right?
He didn't though.
Right, exactly.
And she admitted it that he did it.
And if he did, the guy's like he likes pussy. So what's wrong with that?
But he did.
Okay. You know. So all the wickedness, man, double, man. That's right.
Because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance.
And how did they defile the land? By killing, man. Right now we're standing on the graves of our ancestors. Wasn't even proper burial. Just let them there to rot. Okay? The blood of our ancestors crying out to the Most High, man. As did in Genesis when Cain killed Abel. Okay? And the Most High said that the only way the land can be cleansed is the blood of the person who spilled it. And Esau's blood has been spilled, not by us.
Not yet.
Not yet, as the brother said. Okay? But we're not going to take up guns. Okay? We're waiting for our Lord and Savior to come back, man.
Right.
Okay? So all you camps that are picking up guns and training your child to shoot off guns, right? Cute. It's cute, man.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That's all it is.
Hey, what bullet is this?
Yeah, right.
It's a 22. It's a 45. Shut the fuck.
Right? It's fucking cute.
And it's a girl.
Right?
And you're teaching your daughter. What the fuck is your daughter gonna do in the damn war?
That's right.
When she run out of bullets. What she gonna do if she run out of bullet?
Esau's gonna put her in a pedophile camp, man.
Exactly.
Hey.
Suck him up. Suck him up.
Hey, bring in the scripture, man.
Okay, great.
his weapon, eh?
Bring out the scripture, bro.
For my eyes are upon all the ways, they are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things. So, you know, our land has nothing but filth and atrocity happened to our land.
But the whole world is our land, right? The whole world was made for our sakes. Okay, so the whole world is filled with detestable things, man. And who is it? Mainly the so-called white men. All these heathens are joined up to these customs. Okay, and no one's crying and signing about us. The men of the Lord. Okay, all you people out there is down with the white man for his faggotry, man, for his lesbianism. Okay, for his pedophilia. I ain't gonna stop talking about that, man, because it's sickening. I have children. How the fuck do you look at a little boy or a little girl? I want to have sex with it, man.
Hey, if I can add, man, and people look at us like what we're saying is perverseness. That's how defiled Esau has made the world.
That's what it says in Isaiah. He had turned the world upside down.
That's right. Because I saw those ladies when he was talking about that, they're looking at us like, ew, what? Why
Because they're lesbians.
Yeah.
And they ain't ladies, man. They were ladies, mean neither of bread. They said no kitchen, man. Okay? They need no bread. They're all wearing pants. All an abomination, man. That's right. In our kingdom, no woman will be wearing no pants.
That's right.
Right? We wear the pants.
That's right.
Right?
We're the men. Yeah, that was it for the other one. You want to finish with this one?
You done?
Yeah, that was it from that. That was it. Just finish this or? Okay. I was looking for that one. Oh, okay. Just close up with this.
Brother's talking about the pedophilia. That pedophilia goes back to even them cartoons, man. Most of Disney movies are all pedophilia, man. They promote sex to the children, man.
Accentuate the buttocks, right?
Oh, of course. Oh, but there's penis as well. There's lots of penis in Disney films. You just have to see it. You don't see it. And they push the word sex a lot. Yeah, Disney is disgusting.
Hey, just the symbol alone is a penis and balls. If you look at the Disney symbol.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's a 666.
Yeah. Well, Disney was a Mason himself.
Yeah. You have Club 33 at the Disney.
Disneyland. Like the brother said, 666 was in the sign, which means what? Which means he was a Mason. And they found out that he was a 33-degree Mason. And what did they believe? They believed in the Kabbalah. So sex magic is big, especially sex with little children. Right?
Yeah, that's heavy.
That's super heavy, brother.
And
that's why, hold on, not to cut you, but that's why when we were kids, you remember when we were kids and all these kids used to go missing? That's where they were going. All these kids were being fucking
Hey, you know when you go to Walmart and you see that big ass wall?
That big ass wall.
The kids missing guys from like this, man.
Jeez, man. And then they pay guys like this to go and get the kids.
That's right.
Oh, that's perfect.
You guys love your enemies?
No. We don't love you.
Of our own people, yeah, so we do. Yeah,
but Jesus said love your enemies.
Of your own people?
Yeah, of our own people.
Jesus didn't make any conditions.
I don't like 2/3.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he say he came to fulfill the law? So what are you talking about?
Who was the law given to?
You dead wrong.
And he did.
That's right.
He did fulfill it.
Yeah, he came to fulfill the law.
Can somebody get that in Psalms where David says, "I hate them with a perfect hatred"? Because David hated his enemies.
That's right.
And then God, what did God say? God said He hates Esau. Did God say He hates Esau? So I have to hate Esau as well. If my God hates Esau, I have to hate Esau.
That's right.
In what sense? Metaphorically, in what sense? He says, "Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated." How's that metaphor?
It's written.
So
So you disagree with what Jesus said? Love your enemies. Do you disagree with that?
No, we just explained to you who the enemies are.
But Jesus said love your enemies.
Yes.
So you're contradicting
No,
yourself.
You're contradicted because this is not for you.
So it's
you have the spirit of a serpent. That's why you're conflicted. We know what's going on.
How can I have a serpent?
Who did Jesus? Excuse me, sir. Who did Jesus come for?
For everybody.
Where's that scripture?
In the last chapter of Matthew 28, he said, "Go into the whole world, preach what I have taught you."
Do you know that? Do you know that Israelites were scattered throughout the whole world?
Yeah.
And they're in each nation.
He didn't say just go preach.
And let's
to
get
the
this.
Israel. He
Let's
said,
get
go
this.
preach to the whole world.
He actually said to the lost sheep of the house of
Israel.
Of what?
Israel. Yeah, he came, but he didn't come to China.
This is a serpent. Are you guys understanding what's going on? Listen, you have to understand what's going on. This is a fucking serpent. This is how the serpent came to Eve. You cannot reason with the serpent.
Matthew 10 and 5. These 12, Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather